This is how you look like, and this is how you want to be. Regardless of everything you tried, at the end of the day, you still look like this. Now you're starting to believe it's genetics. Well, believe me when I say this is all a myth. Today I'll be going through all the tips you need to break through that Hardgainer myth and plateau and start seeing some serious gains. Now, the first tip we'll be talking about is consuming enough calories. Well, it's clear that your current nutrition is not enough to bump up your gains. Not eating enough calories make it hard for your body to pack on muscle. And this is because when you're a caloric surplus, your body experiences some physiological changes that make it conducive for you to start building more muscle, unlike when you're in a caloric deficit. Now, for instance, your body has enzymes that are known as the AMPK and mTOR. And the levels of these enzymes determine whether your body will be in a muscle building state or not. So meaning when you're in a caloric deficit, you're increasing the levels of AMPK, which is an enzyme that essentially prevents muscle, and thus reducing the enzyme that's essential for building more muscle, which is the mTOR enzyme. Now, as a hard gainer, you want to always make sure that your mTOR levels are always high and your AMPK levels are always fairly low. And this is achieved by consuming enough calories. Now, in order for you to determine how many calories you need in order to start packing on muscle mass, there are online macro calculators out there that can help give you an estimate, or you can opt to track your own caloric intake by measuring how many calories you consume on a daily basis in order to maintain your current weight. Now, once you figure this out, you can then add a surplus of about 300 or 500 calories to your diet. You don't want to add too much, otherwise the rest of the surplus will just be turned into fat. You can gradually increase the intake by about 100 calories weekly if you're worried about any stress to your appetite or stomach discomfort. With consistency, you should be gaining about 1% of your body weight on a monthly basis. This is more like an efficient weight gain to maximize muscle growth while minimizing fat gains. Because obviously you don't want to be fat. Too fat. Okay, moving on. Now, if you find it hard to consume the required amount of calories, you can utilize things like homemade protein shake or least filling high-calorie foods like rice or white pasta or muesli and so forth. Now, you can use an app like MyFitnessPal to help you track your caloric intake. Next tip is increasing your carb intake. Glycogen is a great energy source for lifting weight. In order for you to progressively overload, you need glycogen. And the lower the carb intake, the lower the glycogen stores within your muscles, thus the lower the performance at the gym. So if your diet is full of carbs, not only are you supplying your muscles with energy, but also speeding up the process of progressive overload, which brings us to the next tip, and that is progressive overloading. Your muscles always send signals whenever they're exposed to a whole new stimulus. In fact, that's how our bodies are naturally, always adapting to survive the now. So the most common problem with hard gainers is that they hardly apply progressive overload in order to bring on a new level of stress or tension onto their muscles enough to stimulate growth. And because of this, they stay comfortable in their training, which ultimately tells their muscles that, hey, why should we improve or adapt? Well, there's nothing to improve or adapt to. Look, we can stay here all day rambling about trying to build more muscle, but if you really want to build more muscle, you want to incorporate progressive overload. It's that simple. And there are multiple ways to apply progressively overload than just applying more weight to your training. Things like lowering the tempo or increasing the time under tension or increasing more weight. Oh, wait. I excluded that before, didn't I? Well, how do you do this? Well, say that your last dumbbell bench press weight was about 32 kilos with a complete 10 reps. You want to aim for at least 34 kilos on your next dumbbell bench press session. You want to make this a conscious effort. Now, you're progressively overloading, thus breaking down a lot of muscle tissue. Now, you need to allow protein synthesis to take place by consuming enough protein, and this is the next tip we'll be talking about. Now, your muscles need the amino acids that are found within protein in order to start building up. And this is because your amino acids are the actual building blocks of your muscle. So if you're consuming more protein than your body actually breaks down, then you're in a positive turnover rate. And if you're consuming less protein than your body actually breaks down, then you're in a negative turnover rate, which simply means that you're losing muscle. So how much protein do you need on a daily basis? So you want to aim for at least 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. So if, say, you weigh around 68 kilos, which is 150 pounds, then your daily intake should be around 120 grams, and spreading this out evenly throughout the day, as this has been proven by studies to be more efficient than an uneven distribution of protein intake. Now, the next thing that you want to avoid is too much cardio. Too much cardio just plainly hurts your muscle growth. In fact, studies show that cardio reduces your muscle mass by about 50%. Now, this is simply because cardio increases AMPK and reduces mTOR pathways. And remember, in order for us to pack on more muscle mass, we need the exact opposite. And also, another thing that cardio does is that it greatly reduces your caloric surplus, making it hard for you to reach your daily required caloric target. So the best approach as a hard gainer is taking a break from cardio. If you found this content helpful, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification icon so that you remain updated whenever we release content that's free and helpful like this one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you again on the next video.